Somebody asked a question in one of the comments about Mujawwad. So let me explain what that refers to and what I know about it. What happens is when a person they recite the Quran, sometimes you have different speeds. A person they can recite it a little bit faster, a little bit slower. And what happens is the slow recitation is called tahqiq. The one that's the middle speed is called tadwir, and the fast one is called al-hadr. And what happens is a person they can recite the Quran faster and slower, but they have to keep following the Tajweed rules. Means keep the harakah one beat and the mud the same length, and you keep it consistent, keep it proportional when you do it. And also you have a leeway in when you're stopping at the end. You can choose 2, 4, or 6. Mad adili sukun, so you have that also. But a person they can recite it slower and they can recite it faster. Sometimes a person they're reviewing their memorization, so they would recite it faster. And sometimes a person maybe if they're on stage, and then they recite it slow. But always you have to be consistent in following the Tajweed rules. So that's what you have. Now the word Mujawwad, it looks like the root word is Tajweed, and literally it means a person they're reciting following the Tajweed rules. And what a person they would call this is if they recite it very slowly, following the Tajweed rules, and then the people listening to it, they would hear the slow recitation, and you can see the emphasis of following the Tajweed rules because of the slow pronunciation or the long pronunciation. That's what some people they would call it. But literally, Mujawwad means following the Tajweed rules. Now what happens is some of the reciters, the qaris, are actually muqri'is, and the difference between a qari and muqri'i, qari means a person that knows how to recite the Quran in one qira'at, like Hafs and Asim. Muqri'i, they're familiar with the other qira'at as well, like the Hafs and the Bizi and Ibn Kathir and so on. So what they would do is they would recite the ayah in one qira'at, like in the Hafs, then they would recite it in Bizi, then they would recite it in Ibn Kathir and so on. And then the rules are a little bit different in the other recitations. And what would happen, they would recite it slowly. And some people, they would call that Mujawwad, they would say that that's how they would do it. But some of the reciters, they do that. They're experts in the qira'at, and they would recite in a different qira'at. And also you see Abdul Basit in some of his recitations, he would recite the same ayah 3 times, the first time slower, the second time in a middle speed, and the third time in a faster speed, or vice versa. So you have these things where people, they recite the Quran in different speeds, and they call that muqamat, and they give different terms for it. And Allah knows best. May peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.